Hello and welcome to Mind Class. Today we're going to be on the floor. I lost track of how many times we've done this routine. It might have been twice already, and we're just going to go a third time with it because it's a good one, so why not, right? Okay, so if you've done this before, we're doing it again. If you haven't done it before, welcome, brand new. Today's word is I am transforming. I have the power to change, learn, and grow, so we do every single day, and it's all about our mindset, isn't it? So today we have our mats out. We're going to start in a kneeling position. If kneeling is too hard on your knees and you don't have anything soft and cushy, then do the standing. It's fine. We'll get through it, okay? Let's go ahead and get started though. Play some music if you want. I've got something soft in the background. As soon as you hear the beep, we're beginning. So if you want to get down in a kneeling position but on your heels and hands up by your ears, start your watches. Make sure you have water nearby. And let us begin, okay? So your butt's down on your heels. Go ahead and come up. Shift your butt back, bow down, and then come back up tall again, okay? So I had you just starting with your butts down. Now we're up tall on our knees. Draw your belly button in, sink back, flat back. Untuck your chin. Your chin is not tucked here. We're doing like a morning glory or a bow down from a kneeling position. Your toes are either curled under, or if you can handle it, flatten them out, the tops of your feet. Take your time. Everything today is for a minute, unless it's a double-sided thing, then there's a couple that are only 30 seconds, okay? We will have core work incorporated today, yay. Everybody should have a sore core tomorrow, that means. All right, come up nice and tall, release your hands. Hands in prayer. Rotate. Rotate. Hips stay forward that whole time. And then pull your shoulder blades together in the back. And do it again. Hands in prayer. Rotate, hips forward. Draw your belly button in. Come center. And pull your shoulder blades together. When I tell you pull your shoulder blades together, you literally are squeezing your back muscles, correct? And what happens with your chest? It just automatically opens up in a really nice way. In a really gentle way. We're not forcing our chest. We're just squeezing our shoulder blades. That shoulder blade squeeze feels good. Sometimes contracting a muscle and then releasing allows a good amount of tension, and then that release point feels good too, okay? Sometimes we need to do that. That's why, I don't know if you've ever been to, like sometimes my chiropractor would do this with me, and sometimes, we're going into side bends next, okay? So we're gonna come side bend towards one knee, or like I've seen physical therapists do this, I've seen athletic trainers do this, where they'll say like squeeze your muscle, then release, squeeze your muscle, then release. Okay, now we're gonna stretch it. There's a science behind that, there's a reason behind that. So squeezing our shoulder blades together, and then eventually we're going to open them up. Side bending now, lengthening the muscles between our rib cage and our hip bone. We worked them yesterday during our chops. If you came to lift class, if you didn't do lift class, you didn't do them. It should. My obliques are feeling this today. Come center, fingertips back to your toes like you're going in a child's pose. And then lift yourself up, sweep your arms up overhead, chin up, chest up, a little baby back bend, and then bow down again. This is just a worship child's pose to a kneeling worship. Keep your belly button tucked in this whole time. Keep your core activated. Bow down. Sweep up. Raise your heart, your chin, your chest to the sun. If you think about it, if we were outside doing this, how beautiful that sky would be. Transform your mind and think about, use your imagination. Rise up. And then come to all fours. Knees under your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna take one hand, let's take our right hand by our ear, elbow comes thread through, and open. Thread it on through like you're poking a hole between your arm and your leg. And we're just torso rotation here. So hips also should not be moving. We're not dropping them or lifting them. It's really the waistline up that we're trying to rotate. Hold where you need to hold. Flow where you need to flow. Breathe. And then switch sides. So fingertips right by the ear, maybe just behind the ear. We're not like clawing or grabbing our head, it's just a slight fingertip touch. Keeping our hand on our head, rotating. I'm hearing some bones correcting themselves. I woke up with a pretty stiff neck, so that feels good. I've had a lot of bones crack since then. Not on purpose, I was trying to get my bones to crack and get back into place. Come back to all fours. Let's get ready for cat-cow. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, round out, howl yourself out. So I want you to think about howling out, even through your armpits. And then lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Don't overlift it, just lift it just enough. Drop and tuck, 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 round out. So here's that shoulder blade stretch that I was talking to you about. We squeezed them together and now we're stretching them out. Taking one leg forward. You can stay on your knee or you can straighten your back leg. We're going to open up, twist. You can hold or you can switch. So it's up to you if you want to hold it or if you want to flow from side to side. When you're ready, switch legs. You can come to a plank or a down dog and then switch. Go ahead and step your other foot up. We're actually going to head into a squat, but I'm going to come standing straight and tall first. And then head down. All right, so we're in this low squat, chest up, chin up, almost like a gorilla squat or a frog squat. And if you can't get down that low, like hands to the ground, you can always come up a little bit higher. And we're just going to do a little rock side to side. I always like to kind of wiggle it out if it becomes too intense, and then try it again. If it's too much on your glutes, hamstrings, or in your hips, try to keep your chest up. You can always do a butt lift too, just to kind of straighten it out. Or come up a little bit higher. Hands on your thighs, never on your knees. And then we're going to come down to a hip swivel. So we've got our 90-90. Support yourself and swivel. You can hold when you want to hold, flow where you want to flow. Draw your inside knee and thigh to the floor. Nice deep breath. We're going to head into some core next. So feel right now how your hips hopefully feel more mobile, your shoulders feel more mobile, your knees, your ankle, everything should feel a little bit more mobile, okay? As we head now into the core work, the stability part, okay? We're gonna go straddle, and that's just as wide as you wanna take your legs, okay? Arms come out into a T, and we're gonna reach forward, opposite hand, opposite toe, back up nice and tall. So stack your shoulders over your hips and draw your belly button in. So we've got that core activation. Reach forward, scoop up through your abs. Reach forward, scoop back up, okay? So it's not just the stretch, it's lifting and stacking our core, stacking our torso, I wanted to say. Back up again. Draw your belly button in. Think about that muscle pulling you in and up. Reach forward, pull in and up. I'm going to angle myself just a little bit here. All right, both legs are going to come together straight ahead of you. Your body should make an L shape here, okay? My goal for you is to take your arms up overhead, stacking your shoulders over your hips, draw your belly button in, draw your shoulder blades down and back, shoulders out of your ears, and we're sitting up nice and tall in an L shape. Can you flex your toes towards the ceiling? Sitting equally on each sit bone. We're here for a whole minute. And if you're like, yeah, I don't get it, I don't feel it, grow a little bit taller, and then just squeeze through your middle. Draw your belly button in. Again, shoulders down and back. Like everything, those little tiny muscles are trembling inside, right in my core. We got 10 more seconds, and then we're going to do a roll-up. Arms are going to stay up, straight over our chest, so let's tuck our chin, roll it down, one vertebrae at a time. Am I going to hit the bike? No, okay. Arms stay up right here. I want you to pretend like somebody's pulling you up. Curve your chin in, we're curving this time. Rolling on forward, and then rolling on back. Chin is tucked. Curve it, curve your spine. Tuck your chin, roll up. There's going to be that point right there that you are having a hard time pulling all the way up. That's okay. If you can only get up so far, you can only get up so far and control the range that you do have. So if you're like, I can only get up here, that's fine. Keep going right there. And then keep trying to get right over that threshold and reach forward. Roll through your spine, come on back. There's only so many that we can do in a minute, so before you know it, it'll be done. Everybody come up to sit. Wiggle each sit bone, heels down, toes up, knees bent, proud chest, shoulder blades back. We have a V-sit for 1 minute. Options here are bring your feet in closer, that makes it harder, okay? If you kiss your feet together versus having them about mat width apart or hip width apart, that'll make it harder. Lean back a little bit more. Proud chest, okay? The other option is to float your feet. You can hold behind the thighs or let your hands float. You may also take your arms up or here, okay? You choose. I think this is, for me, challenging and comfortable at the same time. Proud chest, shoulder blades pulled back, shoulders out of your ears, belly button drawn in. You should have a hard time breathing. All right, release. Take your hands, fingertips towards your butt or towards the corners of your room. Walk your feet in and lift up, reverse tabletop. Hips to the ceiling. Try to keep your chest up, chin up. Walk your feet out a little bit more. You still feel okay? You can keep walking your feet out until you're in a reverse plank. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Draw your belly button in. Hips up, squeeze your butt. Even if you're in tabletop, your hips have already sunk. So I want you to squeeze your butt, lift your hips like there's a string pulling your hips to the ceiling. Lift, 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 open your chest. We're here for 20 more seconds. So you're either in this reverse plank or walk yourself back to reverse tabletop. Hips up, lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. You should be flat as a board, either if you're in tabletop or in this plank. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Side plank on your elbow, on your hand, on your knee, on your toe. Listen to all those options. Pick yours. We're here again for 60 seconds. So choose which one you know you can accomplish and feel really good about, okay? You can stack your feet or your front leg is your top leg, okay? If your top leg is behind you, move it forward. Split your stance a little bit. Hips to the ceiling. This one hip up, hips facing forward, chest facing forward. So even if you have a hand on the ground, you're still opened up. You're not turned like this, you're opened up, okay? Shoulder should be stacked over your shoulder. Hip should be stacked over your hip. Belly button should be facing forward. Chest should be facing forward. Put a smile on your face as we roll to elbow plank, facing the ground, okay? On your knees or your toes, on our elbows. You have an option here to add a toe tap to the side. As we're hanging out, tilt your hips towards your chin, get your butt down. Chin is on your chest, look at your fingers, not your toes. Slow tap side to side. Control it. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abs. This is your only time you're doing this. And then we're going to flip over and do the other side plank. Breathe. Starting to break the sweat. Feeling all this working. If you need to come to your knees, if you need to hold the position, and then let's switch. Side plank, other side. On your knee, your toe, your elbow, your hand, you're going to choose your position. You can stack your feet, otherwise top leg, front. Okay? And if that feels uncomfortable, make your stance wider. So put some space between your heel and your toe. Okay? Lift your hip, open your chest. Make sure you're in a straight line, that your butt's not back making a V shape. Lift your hip, because it's starting to drop. Breathe. Stay with me because we're almost there, and you'll feel so sad when it beeps and you're like, oh, that's all we had left. All right, onto all fours. Knees on your hips, hands on your shoulders. We're going shoulder tap. Obviously, this doesn't make a huge imbalance when we're on our knees and our hands. So either stay here and just take it as a break, draw your belly button in, keep your back flat, or curl your toes under, float your knees 2 inches off the ground in a bear pose, then do the shoulder tap. Oh yeah, that changes it, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Cover the knees, flat back, your favorite drink is on your back. You don't want to spill it. It's a cup of hot water, you don't want to spill it. Or it's a cup of ice water, you don't want to spill it. I don't know which mood you're in. If you're hot or if you're cold. And come to all fours. We are going to hold a bird dog. Reach opposite arm, opposite foot. Flex your foot, heel drawing to the back wall. Squeeze your glute. Lift up a little taller. Reaching with your fingertips. We're going to hold it 30 and 30. If you want to flow and alternate sides, I'm okay with that too. Flow on your own. Otherwise, we're switching in 3, 2, 1. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Squeeze your glute. Draw your belly button in. Push the ground away from you with your hand. Flat flex foot, toe facing the ground, heel reaching to the back wall. That adds more tension, squeezes our glute, forces our core to do a little bit more. You should be wobbling. That's your stabilizing muscles going woo. And you should be sweating just a little bit. Go ahead and release and breathe for a second, okay? Like my heart rate is up just a little bit. It's not in its normal range. It'll come back down as we come into these stretches next, okay? So flexibility is next. We are going to take one leg out to the side. If your right leg is out, you're going to take your right arm and thread it through. Your left arm will reach long in front of you. Oh, I'm going to breathe here and catch my breath after all that core work. It was good. All right, and then go ahead and unthread yourself. You're going to walk your hands. If your right leg is out, you're walking your hands to the left and sinking back like an angled child's pose. But your leg is out, okay? Big long stretch down the sides of our rib cage. We did pullovers yesterday where we targeted these muscles. Again, if you missed it, go and do it. And then let's switch legs. Left leg out. Whichever leg you didn't do, if it's your left leg, it's your left arm. Reach through, thread through. Sink down and back. Top arm comes up straight. Breathe. Unthread. Angle yourself opposite direction of your leg. So we've got almost like a child's pose with the leg out. Sink your butt back, reach forward, add an angle with your arms. And then come up to all fours. Take one leg forward, one knee bent, come up nice and tall. Half kneeling position here. Rocking forward and back. Catch your breath here. Oh, open up your lungs. Lean forward, take your twist. And you can either just hold this rotation here, leaning forward, opening up your hip flexor, or you can do the rock back and forth again a couple times. Reposition yourself and do it again so you can get a little bit deeper in the pose. Pop through your spine, long neck. And then before going to the other side, we're going to do a low lunge here, okay? So, start on your knee, then curl your toes under, draw your heel back, runner's lunge. If you want to drop down to your knee, because this is a whole minute, that's okay. Just make sure that you're opening up your hips, leaning forward. Hip flexor stretching and opening up this bent leg just a little bit. If you want to twist open, you can. If you want to wrap, get a little deeper, you can. I'm going to just continue to breathe here because I feel like I'm out of breath. All right, getting closer to the end. If you have your leg up, your heels reaching to the back wall, big stretch, big stretch. Drop down into a 90-90 position, so this front leg's going to still stay your front leg 90-90. We're going to fold forward. Feel that great stretch in your glute, outer hip. And then if it's your right leg that's forward, you're going to walk yourself to the right and also fold. Now you're feeling more of a stretch through your lower back. When you're ready, walk forward and fold. And then when you're ready, go ahead and walk to the side and fold. You're going to the right side if your right leg's forward. And you can switch between the two. Great stretches for our hips. And then let's come up into a half kneeling position with our other leg forward. We've got that same rocker. After being bent like that, this feels really good, stretching it out. Hold it forward. Add your twist, tall through your spine, long neck. Stay there, or rock again, twist again. More seconds here. All right, and then coming to our low lunge, runner's lunge here. Pull your knee up, back heel to the back wall, and if you decide that you want to put your knee down, put your knee down. If you want to keep it up, keep it up. We're here for a whole minute, so you decide. Maybe a little bit of both. If you want to add in a twist, add in a twist. If you want to add in a wrap, wrapping your hand around, adding a wrap. About 15 seconds if you want to adjust anything for the last 15. And then lift up my knee and pull back heel, get a stretch in the hip flexor. My hip flexors really need it. Then we're going to head down to our 90-90 position. So front leg stays front. Fold it forward. And then if it's your left leg, walk to the left, fold it down, roll a good twist in the back. And walk it forward again when you're ready. Walk to the side again when you're ready, and pull through it. And extend your legs straight. Butterfly. Feet together. Knees out. Tall through your spine. Proud chest. And then if you're feeling it, you can do that roll back. Let me see if I can get my legs to work here. Roll back. Up and tall. Or just stay in your butterfly. Now I'm holding my knees. You could hold on to your feet here and then roll through, or your ankles and roll through, okay? Or you can just hold your butterfly. You still can't do it. Working on it. All right, go ahead and straighten out your legs. Land down. Arms come up to a T. Take one knee, bend it, and then rotate. Spinal twist. You can either take one hand on the thigh and keep that leg bent close, or you can try to drop that foot and knee on the floor. You can keep both arms out. I'll tell you when to switch sides. And let's go ahead and switch now. So come center, straighten out your legs, bend the other one, rotate. Use your hand to help support or not. Stretching out your lower back, your obliques, your glute, your hip, outer thigh, that IT band. Roll yourself back to center, straighten out your legs. Straighten your arms, big inhale. And exhale. That is my class, so when you're ready to peel yourself off the ground, go ahead and get up. Remember, you are transforming in all sorts of ways. Thanks for joining today. I will see you back here tomorrow. Is kickboxing day. I think it's kickboxing. I think we did it last week. It should be kickboxing. All right, I'll see you then. Bye. Oh, I thought I turned you guys off. Let's try that again.